All right, look, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, so okay, on the last video, I talked about the ice agent, right? So look, I'm not just this guy that just has an opinion and I'm just gonna throw it out there, right? You know what I mean? I'm the type of person that's always vocal about my rights. Everywhere I go, I'm the type of person that that will cross the line when it comes to authority, right? Look how many jobs I quit, right? Anybody who knows me, like I've always been the one to quit my jobs over discrimination, over unfairness at the job site, right? Like a lot of times, right? I was working for USPS, right? I crashed their LV, right? Their truck, right? And the union wouldn't represent me correctly, right? And I told them to shove the paperwork up their butt. And I said, why do you guys play favoritism with that guy and you guys can't help me out, right? I did it to the managers. I did that to my union rep, right? I said, look, let me sign whatever I need to sign, because you guys just waste another freaking 3 hours of my time waiting for you guys to have an interview with me. Just so you can tell me that you guys can't represent me, right? It's so stupid, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That's me with USPS, right? United States Postal Service, right? That's me with United States Postal Service, right? Because I got into, an accident where like I hit their mailbox. I didn't hit no regular people's car. I just hit their mailbox and I crashed their car, right? But they had to go through these scenarios or whatever, right? And just like, screw you, you know what I mean? Like no harm done. Go freaking. It wasn't even like a dent in the car, bro. Like it was like minor, a minor scratch, bro. Like straight up, right? You know what I mean? But anyways, whatever, right? So like that's me, right? And then when it came to like even like on traffic stops, right? There was one time, right? One like I literally verbally debated the police officer over whether or not I crossed the freaking stop sign, over the line, right? I'm just like, bro, like really? You saw me crossing over the line where there's no street light in this neighborhood, bro. Like, what are you talking about? That's exactly what I told him, right? You know what I mean? He ended up letting me go because it was his word over my word, anyways. You know what I mean? Like, the thing is, I'm very vocal, right? But the thing is, I'm like, yo, look, if you're gonna give me a ticket, please give me a ticket, cause I don't want to be here. You know what I mean? Like it's literally like you guys did your investigation. Let's move on. I'll pay my ticket. Fine, good, right? You know what I mean? Like I won't even, like go to court over this. This is a waste of my time, right? But if you were to think about it, right? You couldn't see the freaking line. You just made an assumption because you don't think I belong in the neighborhood, but I live right down the street, right? Profiling, right? So, dude, it is what it is, right? So he let me go, right? And and like and that's it. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna make a big deal out of it. I told him that. I wasn't gonna make a big deal out of it. You know what I mean? Like, do your investigation, find whatever you need to find, give me a ticket. Let's move on. You know what I mean? Like, but see, that's the thing, right? That's, like, I turned off my engine, you know what I mean? I let them do the investigation. I listened to everything they had to say, right? Before I gave my verbal garbage, right? And then I was like compliant. Let's move on, right? And but the thing is, these people weren't gonna be compliant. They were there to cause trouble, and that's exactly what happened, right? And yeah, the lady stepped on her gas at the wrong time. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it was, right? Now, did the guy have a trigger finger? Probably. Was he justified? Probably. If he wasn't justified, they're gonna have a grand jury hearing, right? Where the grand jury is gonna have to, be selected by the attorneys, right? You know what I mean? It's Minneapolis, right? So obviously the grand jury will probably be more on the side of the victim, right? Which is the victim wasn't there, and the defendant's gonna be the you know the one who did the crime, which is the guy who shot the lady, right? Quote unquote the agent, right? If there was prosecution to be made, right? So he was gonna be made out to be a criminal, right? And then you let the jury decide. Remember, it has to be unanimous, right? It has to be beyond reasonable doubt, right? So if there's an ounce of doubt, right, which is, all it needs is one vote out of 12, you know what I mean? What's the likely chance, he's gonna, whatever, anyways, jury selection is half and half. You guys act like you guys don't know what the law is, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, she placed herself at the wrong place at the wrong time. Yes, she was an agitator. Yes, they were there to protest, right? But why are you protesting with your car? Make that make sense. You know what I mean? If you if you would have just stayed home that day, you would have been good, right? And then there was the other lady, right? Step on the gas. Go, Renee, go. What was that? Did you guys even heard that? That's all I'm saying, man. It's just like, like it's one of those like Homer Simpson moments. You know what I mean? Like that's all it was, right? Yes, it's an accident. It was an accident. But who's the coward? The people that's like freaking like not telling these people to stop because they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be putting their life on the line for because they're not the one fighting. The cause is not theirs to fight. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to help people out. This is the cause that is not there for you to fight. Like, you know what I mean? I just, man, all right. Have a good day, guy. Peace.